What do I mean by that? Some of you men, your wives will choose your clothes for you. Now, why do they choose your clothes for you? They don't trust you. You can confess this quietly, should you wish. Counseling will be available afterwards. Someone who chooses your clothes for you is declaring a level of a relationship with you. Now, that is different saying, oh, I'm just going to put on the whole armor of God. No, I'm not talking about even that. I'm talking about something that's relational. Now, occasionally, Barbie will buy me an item of clothing, but rarely, because generally, I'm quite sensible. Just got to say. Although, there was an instance when I arrived at the airport in South Africa many years ago. Let me describe the scene for you. This is not going how I thought it would. There I was with a T-shirt, and over the T-shirt I had a checked lumberjack shirt, which has actually seemed to be the vogue again. Anyway, just saying, trendsetter. I had my blue Wrangler jeans on. I had red socks to go with my red checked shirt, and over my red socks I was wearing shocking green canvas slip-on shoes that were all crinkly. I loved those shoes. I want you to know I look good in those shoes. Those shoes were made for walking. I turned up at the airport. She could not miss me at the airport. There I was, driving from the airport, having had the hug and kiss because we hadn't seen each other for 10 months. We were just about to get engaged, and it's all very, and all that sort of thing. Driving from her house to the airport, I'm wondering why she keeps veering across lanes on the motorway and thinking, what is it? What is grabbing her attention? Why can't she just stay straight? And I've come to realize that over the years that she's not a bad driver. It's because she was caught out of her peripheral vision these green shoes in the passenger footwell as I was there. And about a year, 18 months later, after we were married, she fed them to our dog. Now, you can only do that if you are in a relationship with somebody. See, why does a woman sometimes choose the clothes for a man? Sometimes a man chooses clothes for a woman. It can work both ways. But why does a woman particularly think, my husband will look good in this? Because how he looks reflects on her. There's something about that. Now, to be honest, men, most of us are pretty scruffy. I have to say, apart from Dennis. Dennis is always well turned out. But, most of us are, we just dress for comfort and all these kind of things. And eventually you might see me in a suit or something one day and special occasions and these kind of things. Why does a woman do that? Because there is something about the relationship that is within the marriage. It's not actually, I don't trust you. And it's not really, I want to control you. But it's that I want you to look good because, and I know some women think like this. Fortunately, my wife really couldn't give two hoots. Wait until you hear what I'm supposed to say. Because it used to be that if a man went out with a creased shirt, all the other women would talk about how that wife was not looking after her man. So remember that? Yes? Is it still like that? Yes. Grow up, ladies. Yeah, I mean, just, really, if we have a creased shirt, we can live with it. Although I won't go there. But if we have a creased shirt, we can live with it. And we're really appreciative of those of you that are doing ironing for us at the moment. You're just superstars. But we can live with it. But the reason the woman does that is because, whether expected or not, whether it's right or wrong or not, how the man looks reflects on her looking after him. How we are clothed from heaven reflects on how God is looking after us. How we are clothed from heaven reflects on how God is looking after us. This is a great revelation. This is so simple. You're thinking, really? But it's actually a revelation to some of you because God clothes you with the Holy Spirit because he wants you to look good in the heavenly realms. Not as a fashion statement, but as a statement of complete victory that Jesus has attained for us on the cross of Jesus Christ. And the Spirit, being clothed with him, we are clothed as we ask for his presence, as we ask for him to come. So it's not like the armor of God. I've heard preachers say, every morning you must get up and you must put on the armor of God and all this kind of thing. Yeah, I get that. I understand that. And one day I'll preach on that and try and bring something fresh for you on that. But let me say this. You can't take off the Holy Spirit. It's not like long johns, you understand? You can't take off the Holy Spirit like some strange Mormon underwear where they're not allowed to take off everything. They have to leave a little bit on if they're bathing. All that weird kind of cultic stuff. It's very sad and sincere folks caught up in something that's not really healthy for them. You can't take him off because once you're clothed in him, you're clothed. Rana Bonke once described it as this. He said, it's like having the spacesuit of heaven around you. So that doesn't matter then if you are on the gates of hell, as he described it, but it doesn't matter if you walk past the gay bar around the corner or you bump into somebody that's too unsavory or anything like this. Can I assure you that you cannot catch something from sinners? Can't catch something. It's not like you're going to shake their hand and get the lurgy. And the reason you can't catch anything from them, unless you willfully go with it, is that you're clothed with the Holy Spirit. And the wonderful thing about the Holy Spirit's clothing is it doesn't end where my shirt sleeves ends or anything else. It goes to the tips of my fingers, every hair, although it's thinning out a little bit, every hair, every micro particle of my being is clothed with the Spirit. You say, well, what does that feel like? Do you feel powerful every day? No, sometimes I don't. But I do know this, I'm still clothed because Jesus promised power.